How many freaking doors the hell are there? I've seen some pretty bad effects before, but this looks horrible. What's up, fiends? Welcome to Tubi Terrors. My name is Alucard, and today we'll be diving into Door 1 of the 5 Doors to Hell, made by filmmaker Chuck Connery, who performed at least 7 different duties, including executive producer, camera operator, special effects artist, actor, editor, writer, and director. It stars Ryan Grooms, Kelly Carver, Blaine Gilliam, and B.J. Floyd. So this is a micro-budget horror anthology film from Grundy Nation Films that came out in 2017. It is about 2 couples at their local video store looking for something that they haven't seen. The store clerk offers them a mysterious VHS tape with one caveat. No one else can watch it but them. So they begin watching the tape, and they are greeted by a hooded masked figure talking about the doors to hell. And then he introduces the first story. And the first story is called The Mongoloid. Now, this anthology differs from others, as the main character in each story is one of the videotape renters. So here in The Mongoloid, we have the blonde, Megan. She gets transported into this story. Her boyfriend, in the story, is looking for weed in a shed only to get murdered by 3 killer hillbillies. Megan, of course, is abducted by these hillbillies. This is the weakest of the stories, in my opinion, as not much really happens. Now, when this story ends, however, Megan is no longer with the group watching the tape. She's disappeared. So now we move to the second story, called Ghost Car. This time, Jake is transported into a world where he goes to jail for saying that he witnessed a ghost car run over some random guy. The cops don't believe him. Then a lady named Haley Moonbeam arrives, and she claims that the ghost car is her father. There are some really funny, tongue-in-cheek dialogue during this segment, such as, "I've seen some pretty bad effects before, but this looks horrible." And my God, who wrote this shit? It's very, and it's delivered pretty good too, I have to say. So now we enter the third story, called Dingus of Death, where Chris, now with an inexplicable accent, I think is German, could be wrong, and he assists Dr. Peter Johnson in an experiment. Come to find out, it's some weird penis enlarging experiment in which Dr. Johnson gets transformed into a literal dickhead that goes crazy trying to penetrate anything that moves. And I'm gonna leave it at that. This one's pretty funny, and it's one big dick joke. But it's done pretty well, I have to say. So now we come to our final story, Dead Ending, where Scarlett gets a phone call from one of her sisters and an invite to come over to chat with another sister who's working on a top secret government project. Now, this project ends up being a serum to bring the dead back to life. However, the house gets invaded by a masked hillbilly in overalls that steals the serum. There's a confrontation in the woods, culminating with the serum getting spilled. So there you go. And yes, I'm intentionally leaving a whole bunch of stuff out. So with the wraparound, we do get the 5 stories. And according to IMDb, this film was made for $700 US. All I can say to that is wow. That being said, most of the movie does take place either outside or at somebody's house. So I assume most of the budget went to the effects, which were actually fairly decent for a movie like this. My biggest gripes, though, are the sound design is kind of horrible. There's some audio that's out of sync, especially in the beginning at the video store. And, of course, the acting is pretty stiff, minus a few exceptions. I do find the acting kind of got better as the movie went along. I did like its clever premise of having the watchers be in the segments. This is not the first movie I've seen to do that, but it works pretty well here. And I always enjoy when the tongue is firmly in cheek. Jake, in particular, has some really great lines in this movie. So I'm going to give Door 1 of the 5 Doors to Hell 2.75 bats out of 5. I was entertained, and I appreciated the effort of all involved. I'll be checking out some more Chuck Connery films in the future. Until next time, adios, Bella Lugosi.